All right, good morning. So, April 28th, Monday. The title of this one is Daniel 2. Oh, we're in the brand new lesson quarterly called Illusions, Images, and Symbols, How to Study Bible Prophecy. Let's see. It was during the Babylonian captivity through the prophet Daniel that God presented the most compelling descriptions we have of the relationship between his people and the kingdoms of this world. His people were no longer autonomous. They would now be reaping the consequences of their choices, and perhaps learning from them, we hope. Read Daniel 2, 31 to 35. You, O king, were watching, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose splendor was excellent, stood before you, and its form was awesome. This image's head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. And as you watched while a stone was cut out without hands, which struck the image on its feet of iron and clay, and broke them in pieces. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were crushed together, and became like chaff of the summer threshing floors. So the wind carried them away, so that no trace of them was found. And the stone that struck the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. Daniel 2, 31 to 35 gives a sweeping panoramic view of world history until the end of time. What important truths can we learn from this amazing prophecy? The major kingdoms. That great statue basically talked about who was going to be in charge in what succession. At the end of the 19th century, many people were exuding a new confidence in human progress. The Paris Exposition in 1900, for example, was a remarkable showcase of optimism about the future. Surely with all of our technological and scientific advances, many of humanity's worst problems would be at an end. As humanity entered the 20th century, among many thinkers, there was this great optimism that Enlightenment ideals such as human perfectibility and the power of reason would usher in a wonderful new era for humanity. World War I, however, quickly shattered those dreams, and by the end of the 20th century, we lost more than 200 million people to warfare. We may have advanced in a medical sense, we may have advanced in a technological sense, but certainly not a moral one. To phrase Martin Luther King Jr., we have guided missiles, but misguided men. And that is a very scary combination. Many students of prophecy have noticed that the metals in Daniel 2 move from most valuable to least valuable. Gold devalues to silver, silver devalues to brass, brass turns to iron, until we end up with only iron and clay. Charles Darwin, Karl Marx, and other 19th century thinkers attempted to convince us that humanity is somehow tracking upward, that we're evolving biologically and socially. And though in some way human existence has improved, at least on a physical level, who exactly looks ahead to the future of this world as it is now ruled and governed with as much optimism about peace and serenity and prosperity? Well, if it keeps going the way it is, not me. Discussion question. Jesus warned, and you will hear of wars and rumors of wars, for nations will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. Matthew 24, 6 and 7. Despite these warnings, how can we draw comfort from knowing that we've been warned beforehand about them? I believe that we can draw comfort not necessarily in the knowledge that it's going to happen, but in the fact that history repeats itself during the plagues in Egypt, the Israelites were protected from the plagues. And if we are followers of God, we will be protected from the end time plagues. We'll go through them, but we'll be protected from them. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments, please comment below. Constructive criticisms, whatever. Yeah, see you tomorrow.